to the session. Yeah, and we now have a name for it, the Jeasthenics show.
That one from
Okay, you see my botanical name. Yeah. that's that's good to hear. So first off, shout out to you for being the guest that your session brought about the name for the event. And yeah, that's the name I put on top, the Jeasthenics show. So I was just like, what name should I give this? Um, what do I do with regards to my brand? This is the way I like positioning my brands for it, and so different thoughts were just coming in. I wrote down one on WhatsApp. I just cancelled them. I'm like, nah. But this one is on work in progress. So as I was now setting up the call, that's when it now clicked. I was like, the Jeasthenics show. That was while I was typing it. I was like, okay. Let's have this. So
I
yeah,
hope
welcome.
you don't
Yeah,
take noise from my background.
what do you say?
I say, hope there's no noise from my background.
No, I can't hear any noise. It's all fine. You can hear me well, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So before we begin, welcome back, or rather, let's say welcome to the Jeasthenics show officially, and you can hear me clearly, yeah? Loud and clear. All right, so let's get into it. We'll start like this. For the audience meeting you for the first time, how would you profile yourself to them? Or what will you say about yourself? What would you like to share? Let's put this.
Wow. Okay. My name is Charles. Charles Ifon.
Yeah.
From my private state. So that's attachment. Yeah. Yeah. So the studied communication. Yeah. Um, oh well. The main purpose of this meeting. I'm a fellow DWC fan. Yes, that would be okay.
All right, that's nice. Nice to meet you officially. So, guys, he mentioned something BW Fit. Yeah, that's will I say it's our parent company or where we started from during our college days, where we created a place for people to come around and work together. Me and Ewon, we started, then others now started coming in, and before you know it, we formed a big community in the University of Uyo with people of the likes of Mr. Charles here that helped to give serious trainings to our fellow, will I say our fellow trainees or something like that. Yeah, we can put that. So it's really lovely to have you here officially on the Jeasthenics show. And just for those joining us for the first time, this is the Jeasthenics YouTube channel where we discuss everything fitness, health, calisthenics, body weight workouts. We discuss dieting, food, and all. Basically, with the baseline of making fitness your lifestyle, integrating it with your way of life so that you don't have to say, oh, this is my fitness journey. Or keep fitness aside first. Let's deal with this issue. Or keep this life aside. Let's deal with this. But a way you merge them all together so that you can have the best experience, health and fitness wise, and most importantly, have longevity in the game. So remember, guys, we always start with this. Come with your get your book and pen because we'll be dished a lot of wisdom from our guests today. So make sure you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you have it all so that you can jot it down. And the show will also be put up on the like it will be put on the channel. So do well to check it out, share to your friends, also like the video and comment your takeaways from this particular session and then subscribe to the channel. Don't forget that. So let's get into it. So he's our coach. Will I say our coach? Yeah, I'll say our coach. He was our coach at VW Fit, and he has taught us a lot of things training wise. Yeah, and even running. I remember during our college days, he was the one that usually runs. Me, I was a no running guy at all. So let's just get into this. How's your running journey going so far? Are you still? Is this something you're still into? And if you're still into it, how do you go about it? And if you're not into it, just share with us reasons why.
Currently, like at the moment now, so due to personal reasons, yes,
Yeah,
I don't take it that intensive now. Just do, let's say, 10 days to 20 steps every day, just to be fit and alive. Yes,
yeah,
but back then, when uh, the sporting and the sporting and golfing rather, and even the golfing, I tend not to do much of running because to produce the progress, but I need a little cardio, you understand? But back
yeah.
then, I do at least, let's say, 3 kilometers twice a week to get to speed up the cutting process and all that. Yeah. So, but for now, no more running, no more running. But
It's all about the bulk, guys. And that's one thing for sure about running. Like running is good, but at the end of the day, it boils down to your goals. What are your goals when it comes to fitness? So my goals are not his goals. His goals might not be your goals. The idea is know where you want to be, which, and if you've been on this channel for a while, you get to see tips I've dropped that can help you to find out what is my exact goals. And from there, you can now build up your routine, which you can now decide, oh, I want to run as intense as I used to run, or I want to run with the way we used to run on Saturdays, or I want to do a different kind of approach. I want to do calisthenics, I want to do the gym workouts here. So, getting to the next question now, we have this um, fitness, well, I say fitness banter, fitness side by side, and I discuss it also in this channel. But I want to hear your point of view between calisthenics and the gym. What is your vibe and why? But because I know that you have trained both styles, so you also be able to give your unbiased approach and thoughts towards that. So, what will be your side and why, or what you do?
um, both are good actually because I've done both and it boils down to your goal to get. And doing calisthenics back then there were some mad challenges you get into and you feel like, ah, you can't do this in the gym. And you can't do this in the gym. Oh, there were some programs like, let's do pull-ups, for example. Let's say pull-ups, body weight. I don't think there are exercises in the gym that can give you from maximum benefit pull-up to this. There are people in the gym that can do up to 8 pull-ups. Yes. But the way I see those is if they are going for strength training, calisthenics in this mind. If they're going for strength training, calisthenics in this mind. But if your goal is just aesthetic, then you can get from both ways. But for strength, the thing is, calisthenics, you can't use calisthenics and be as strong as a horse. It can never happen. Or be as strong as a woman. But look at top trends that top influencers and calisthenics like Henry, I think it's Henry and Gary Shafi, it's Henry, yeah, it's
Yeah,
Shafi, yeah,
a full body
man,
tat.
yeah, yeah, look at it, then let's see somebody like, um, let's see Larry, Larry is also good. You get,
Yeah.
but you didn't get the strength from obviously you didn't get it. You can't use calisthenics and deadlift 600 pounds. So it depends on what you're doing. You're training for strength. Yeah, obviously you have to go to bodybuilding, but into the gym rather. But if you're training for let's say aesthetics, I think calisthenics will give you everything. Uh, that's basically it. From my end. From my end. You know,
Yeah.
calisthenics will always be like, man, some people can't do what we do, and some people will be like, calisthenics people. So I guess that battle will never end.
Actually. Yeah. And that's a very funny line of argument that I've really enjoyed so far from my starting days in the fitness industry.
I don't know, I have them just call names. Although most of the people won't know some of the names of those people. And like everyone
Yeah.
back then, someone was pure calisthenics and he had this
Yeah.
massive time here. So that was what just made me know that well, if you're taking aesthetic calisthenics can also give you what you can give you if you're going for strength and probably style. Yeah, that's another thing. If you're going for strength and probably style, then uh, for both both healthy for you. Yeah.
Yeah, you say strength and probably I didn't get that second part.
Strength and style.
Okay,
Yes,
style.
style, 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 style,
Okay, 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 okay.
style.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's fun. Yeah, you know that is Larry. I think Chris Herrier that got Larry was into calisthenics, sort of.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I
what
think I
the
said, yeah,
there was a water system both of them had
yeah.
that I knew was just the area here. It's my place, so you can know.
uh, yeah, but their link up was really something I didn't
Yeah,
expect to see. Yeah, and
yeah,
it blew my mind when I got to see Larry Wills pulling off all those
yeah,
moves. I'm like bro is heavier than me. I think he,
yeah.
he currently weighs 250 bar or more. Is it around
Oh,
250 pounds. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, but yeah,
270 you
but
said. That's about for a kilogram guys, that should be about 120 kilogram, yeah? 120
120,
kilo.
120. Yeah,
One
but yeah.
okay, 110 thereabout. Yeah. And me, I think currently I should be around 105 there, but that's
Wow.
220 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah, not to
Oh,
brag. I'm currently on a cut journey. Even so, if you want to see a video, I'll bring up a video soon. Yeah, I'll talk about my recent cut journey. So yeah, if you can see now, I look. Will I say I look? How do I say I look, Steph? I look a bit reduced than my normal state because I've been on that cutting journey lately, and I'll
how do
share
you
with
want?
you because yeah.
How do you want more?
No worry. We're coming back for the work for sure. That's for sure. One thing I'm doing with this cut journey and the way I've seen it is to show the Jeasthenics community how they can get to walk around with these two ideas, bulking and cutting. So, with regards to their goals at several points, because for some time you might have, okay, I want to build up, let's say I want to impress or I want to hit a particular goal, or for people that want to hit Olympia stages like us sometime. You get it? Then there's now the case of some people might just say, "Oh, I want that summer shred where I get that beach body where I go and flex with my buttoned up shirt. I just fly it open and walk around like nothing is happening, as if I don't know what's going on." Then it could even be with women to where someone just gave birth, so postpartum recovery, where they now want to get back their whole cut and shape. So it's all in line. I said, okay, let me actually do it that and document my journey so that I get to share with the community. And of course, when I go back again, the community will definitely know about it so that they can choose it this day who they will appreciate. Well, that's one thing I got into see that at that weight, and I also realized this when I went on my runs when I started this running journey that the distance I've been covering at this my current weight, I couldn't, or I won't say I couldn't, but I didn't cover it. I didn't cover up to that when I was far lower in weight. Now, let me just put this to you to ask. I've gotten some thoughts myself for it, but I want to leave it to you to think to see okay what your thoughts are regarding it. So why is it that at 100 plus kg, that's let's say 220 pounds, I can run 10k easily. Let me even say 12k. I think that's the highest I've run so far, easily, and in about an hour. Then when I was around 90, 85, I was I was struggling for life between 1 to 3k. So what could be your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know. I don't. What I would say is, um, probably don't eat when she run more consistent at this body weight compared to back then, which was probably once in a while you get. So this this is what I feel is one of the major reasons happens like that. Because I remember I remember back then it's to do 3K, I could do 3K at some certain weight. And at some point, even at the same weight,
Yeah,
some cutting down there was even making more difficult. But I just knew when I was going higher um, distance, I was more consistent. Yes, and at that weight, I was more consistent. And when I dropped, because I felt like, well, I'm no longer that size. I don't need it that much. And it was not even more difficult than when I was consistent. So that's what I feel. That's what I feel. One of the reasons.
yeah. So actually, what you said is very valid. Yeah. So I'll give you a small backstory, like just 30 seconds, just to get more insight into my case. So my case is this. Excuse me. I've been going like for let's say last year ending. I was going once in a while. I'll go my 1k, 2k while holding on for dear life while going those distances. I think the highest that time was three. Then this was after college days. I think in college I the highest I reached was six, and that's another struggle on its own. I remember that I think I went from that one guy's side around Idu. Then I went inside Unio. Then I
Wow.
turned round. So that was
And
how I was able to hit the yeah. That's how I was able to hit the 6k. I think if I remember. So for those that are watching us from Uyo, you can try that distance. Now looking at it, I see it's really short, but then it was
well,
a whole lot. But then to give more context on this recent case, I said last year I ran within 1 to 3k, and it was really a struggle. Then one day, I think that was January, February. I've forgotten the month exactly, but recently, almost before we started the live run on YouTube, so I had this case where I decided one day I was just feeling like running. You know, some days where you feel uh, that oomph to just run. So I remember I woke up the light before I was like, okay, I'll go out for a run. So I just set my shoe that down. Then the next day, the early morning, I woke up early that day. I was like, okay, everything is aligning well. And now this is around 5 thereabout. And I got my running shoes, wore it, went outside. I didn't even do any much dressing. Went outside. And then I started on going 1k. I felt like I was going to die as usual. Then as I continued. When I started reaching 2k, something popped in my head that why don't you go a 10k? I was like, I buy that, I buy that something. Because like me that never like lately I've never run 1 to 3 max, and then you're not telling me run 1k. I was like, nah, we don't do that here. So, but one thing with this gym stuff is that once the thought enters your head, especially as you've grown beyond the
yeah,
beginner stage, intermediate, and so on. Once the thought just enters your head, I'm sure you've had your experiences. You're all like,
so,
no matter how you want to shrug it away, it will haunt you. And is either you allow it to manifest in that session or it will haunt you till your next session or whenever you finally do it. So I was like, okay, I didn't even think of it. I was, let me do my normal 3K. Since I have vibe, let me do a 3K. I moved. Then I now reached, once it reached 3K point, I was like, okay. Then when I reached 4K, I entered the zone.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, I just mapped out the distance in the place, and then I started moving. The next 2K, I remember when I reached 4K, I posted on my WhatsApp status. Then I just put 4K, so maybe people wouldn't really understand. When I added another 2K, I wrote 6K again. I added another one. Before you knew it, I had reached 10K. I was like this was my first. And then the funny thing about this now was this was around, I think, a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I was like, okay, I feel this. Then and I said I'll do it again. And I didn't even take time. On Saturday, I now did it again. Like it hit another thing. So from going from a 1 to 3K to going to 10K twice in a week in a short span. So this is now the context I'm now giving you, that it's this pre the consistent 10K runs. This is just like someone coming from 1 to 3K seldomly, and then all of a sudden entering the 10K. So having this context now, what would you say? Or if you see you don't know, or you've probably had your own experiences with something like this.
you know, like you said,
Yeah.
that thing that just came from inside. I was like, that's another driving force because normally if that thought had not entered your head, probably they would have not just started.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So most times, especially like most times when I try to do my PR, it's, uh, stuff like this. Because I remember when I was struggling with one thought, and this guy in the gym, this guy, sorry, I said one thought, um, 12 pounds.
I was waiting for you to add that part.
So
uh,
this guy, the military guy, so he was like, I went 140. So I was like, yes, I've done it. This guy just said, "No, I do 150. I'm like, no, I don't go 150. I go 150. So I tried the first time, tried the second time. But fifth time, I failed. Then the fifth time, when I had given up, so he came by himself to support me. And he was like, bro, you're going to do one. And that sixth time, that was when I told myself, I actually do 150, but just 10 people different. But at that point, it's only just 10 people different.
at all.
So after then, 150 became baseline now.
Mm.
Now, it's still the PR, but I know I'm still telling myself I can do 160, but it doesn't matter what you tell yourself sometimes. You get, but I think
The-
that same thing that happened, that's the same thing for most people. Like, okay, I've gone to, let me add one more. It's the same thing like training. Like telling, let's say, training. They have gone 10, this is big rep range. So let me go 3 extra. And then you go 3 extra, what you have done, you still have 4 more in you. That
yeah.
that just enters your head, and before you know, train. And I can still tell you that even after you have done that 10K, if that kilo was still there 10 years, you can still go extra fast. You don't actually push the body to the limit. So that means you have not actually gone to failure. Yes, you would
Yeah.
have still been able to, but now at that time 10K was already like very big milestone for you. So you had to like just cut it here again. So I think that's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing. That's more insight that comes as motivation. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh, that's that's really one thing. Guys, hope you are jotting down so far. Like he has dropped so many hot points. Well, we'll discuss them in the comment section. So just stay tuned for that. Then now I'll ask this. You said something about your new PR becoming your new baseline. So, what would that be for you now? Let me put it that way. What's your current PR? Because what you also said is not every time, like it's sometimes where your new PR becomes your new baseline. So, what would you say would classify as a point where your new PR now became your actual new baseline, where you can differentiate between I've actually progressed to this trend base and I can be using this particular PR as my usual dailies, or where you can also say I hit this, but I know that my strength has not reached there. My strength is not too much in that place. So how would you differentiate those two cases so that you can know when you progress or when you still maintain what you're doing to gain enough strength before you can finally make your new PR your baseline? Yeah.
Okay, like what I did, then when I was at one, converting the kilograms to pounds, let me just take 60 kilograms. Then when I was
Yeah.
at one, when I was at 140, I knew how difficult it was to move from 140 to 150. So there was this guy who was like, okay, you've gotten to 140, this is your PR now. So what you should do is, you can see how many reps you can do. If you can go just one rep, that means
Yeah.
you have to change, you have to train so that you can at least go through reps before at least when you see that you started getting this thing, before you can advance further. So what the guy gave me was like, okay, since you've gotten to this place, since you've gotten to 140, step back to this to the lower weight and use that as a working set. Like let's say 120, you can do 120, 5 sets, 5 reps. And you can use that to build yourself. Then you can go back to 140. Then you can see if you can try and push yourself from 140 to 150. If you can't push yourself from 140 to 150, then try as many reps on 140 as possible. I don't know if this is in line with the question, but I'm feeling I'm driving off point a little.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's in line. The way I always see it is that no point is off point because they should frame that. I should frame that or no point is off point because yeah, from every single lesson and every single aspect of life, you can always draw out something you can use. That's one thing I've gotten to see. I mean, I was able to, if you've been on this channel long enough for the audience, you've seen that I have brought in mathematics to fitness. And I've made it simplified where it's not like oh you have to think of the dy dx or all that, but you just have to think how can I apply maths to our current fitness goals. So since you just brought this up and it even brought it to my mind, which is as we said, no point is off point. So I'll just dive in that way. How do you think mathematics has helped you in your fitness goals? In achieving your
Well,
fitness goals or in your
uh,
training regimen?
only math I use just basic simple math. I just
Yeah.
that how many calories, how many calories you get 44, 45 plus 45 plus 135.
Definitely.
Basic math, but this is not related to the question, but there are sometimes mathematics become basic math become difficult. There was let me just give you example. Last week I was trying to just my normal PR just see that because the one thing with PR today is tomorrow is like you've never done it in your life. Yes. So I just try to at least okay, I've gotten there, let me be able to maintain here for now so I can move forward. So I was trying to calculate the normal place there was 20 kg. So people now would say many people in the gym, so they were using the 20 kg. So I was not using 10. So calculation, I was calculating. Instead of putting 150, I ended up putting 170. And this is the mathematics. Just I thank God I had a spotter. He
Yeah.
just helped me out. So when I came down, I now found out, oh, my math is because most times we just lack of attention, not paying much attention, just calculate like, this sleep look like 70. Let's go on. So most times just lack of concentration, not paying what you're doing. But what is very important because imagine it was what I've died.
Alright, so guys, you've heard it. Math is very key. Well, I'm just trying to imagine that whole scenario. The- Thank God for all the unintentional spotters we've had in the gym. They've saved lives. Just a minute of gratefulness. So yeah, uh, so I'll not just to add this in what you said. So he mentioned there are times he has hit PR and then the next day it feels as if he has never touched that weight before. So to give you guys the Jeasthenics community just a little source, this is the essence of videos, so that you can just have it there. You have it framed in case anyone wants to doubt you, or most importantly, in case you want to doubt yourself any point in time, you can just see that and be like, I did that, yes. And you wait proudly like, I did that. So that means, who is this weight that I cannot carry again? And that another thing with that is that it helps you learn what you've done before. It helps you get better in it because you now see, oh, this is how I carried myself. This is how I positioned myself when we talk about form, which is very important. So, aside the personal pride aspect of doing a video, you should you should also add a video for getting better for yourself in your fitness journey. So then I'll now ask this question. This is another particular, will I say, fitness back and forth that we've had. And the reason why I'm bringing up these lines of thoughts with you is because I think we've had this conversation severally during our college days, and it was quite funny. Even if we know that there's no end to the argument, we still engage in it once in a while just to bring up our points and feel, yes, we are valid in this. Then we now have this reps versus volume. Reps versus volume. What what would you say is yours, and how would you defend whichever side, or even if you're not defending, what's your view on them?
Well, me, I always think what for me is get like
Yeah.
if you watch any Arnold training videos, the Butler, Coleman, Dorian Yates, and this, every Mr. Olympia, everybody that ever carried the Mr. Olympia trophy, they'll tell you it's the preference for building muscle. It's the
Mm.
preference. If you watch any video, you always see it's the preference, it's the preference. And that preference is like 4x away from the failure. You get some plats 4x away from the failure, or most times it's 10 failure. So, but another thing now is everybody has their training style. Like Arnold will do like 40, 30 to 45 steps per body part, per muscle
Mm.
group rather. Yeah. And that's what I keep in to get. And well, if you see fit, I mean, I know where it can go out. Yes. But what other people will tell you, 8 to 12 steps is enough to get. Well, me, I feel whatever works for me. I've done both and I've seen the difference and I've seen the result on both ends. Well, I just I rather do more steps, 8 to 12 reps, than doing 15, 20, 30 reps, fewer sets. You get.
Yeah.
Although both of them use the same, but first of all, you have to know your body. That's one thing about going to the gym and the whole fitness. You have to know your body first of all. Most people, especially when they are trying to cut, they do more reps, less weight. And obviously, you can't do more reps, more weight. Obviously,
You gonna
so
die.
obviously, so make it as moderately heavy that you can can go
Yeah.
8 to 12 reps. And at least, well, for me, at least 15 sets, the body group, the muscle group rather. So if you're hitting chest, you can do decline, incline, flat bench, incline, dumbbell, and let's say flies. Can do that in 3 sets. You've gotten like 15 sets, 10, 8 to 10 reps. That's a good chest day. But for me, that's like mid chest day. So for me, I tend to go 5 sets, 10 to 8 to 12 reps. At least minimum of 8 reps. And this minimum of 8 reps now, it makes me want to do something moderate. Something you know that okay, I can stick with this. Then once in a while, you just try to achieve failure once in a while, just even if it's 1 or 2 sets. Yeah. So that's yeah, I don't really care what other people are doing. You can be doing your 30. Remember back then, okay, let's use back then, DWP, back in college.
Yeah.
We did push up 20 reps. So 20 reps. I we did like different
Mm.
variations, incline, we did decline and all that. And it was working. Yes, it was working.
Yeah.
So I mean, it worked for me also, but I found out that okay, I have to do less reps to get more benefits from the workout to get. So, but when it's time to show off, I mean, who's holding you back? You can go
We
as
always
many reps as
represent. Yeah. Oh, that's a big one. Hmm? You're saying sorry.
you said.
No, I thought you're talking. You're saying something.
No, I was like, this, I stick with this basics, which is the 8 to 12 reps, as many
Yeah.
sets, and do like 30, 35, 40 sets. But there are times in the game, you just, oh, this weight is so heavy, and you just be like, well, let me just give it 30 reps and let's separate the men from the children.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, guys, the pride factor is definitely necessary. I mean, how will you be a
Other than
fitness
that,
guy and not have pride?
yeah, other than that, I don't do anything more than 12 at most, bro. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well,
Like
that
I
works out.
said,
So you see, guys, yeah,
whatever works for you. You know, some people most times when they come back from the gym, they now feel, I didn't feel today's workout.
that meme. I'll put it on. I'll put down that meme. When you finished an intensive set and you're back home, but you didn't feel sore the next day. uh, okay. Oh, that's really nice. So, guys, you can see he goes for the volume side. So yeah. So I'll ask this now. From our conversation so far, I've noticed you've mainly talked about, or you've mostly emphasized on the gym using weights and all. So I'll ask this: do you also utilize calisthenics exercises, body weight exercises? And if you do, why do you still utilize them? And how do you utilize them? For people that might want to say, oh, I'm into the gym, I want to blend, or I don't know if I should blend. So what are your thoughts based on what you do now, your current goals?
What I do now is that I still apply this what I do calisthenics, but that's not like part of the workout. Yes,
Yeah.
so I'm going to train chest and I do like 8 sets of push-ups. Yes, just for warm up and to get the blood flowing and all that. I might want to train legs. I might do little jump squats because you just can't jump into the weight. Yes, like you need to do a little warm up, and this warm up I basically just use calisthenics because I feel it opens the like the biology students to know that part. Like it gets blood pumped into muscles and push the joint a little. So don't just go into the gym and rack up 100 kg and start squatting. I used to do it, but well, and now I know better.
I mean, like and that's just it. Well, the more you get into this fitness game, the more you actually get to look at all the things you've done previously. You just laugh. So yeah. So being in this line now, how would you say, looking back at your fitness game from how you started, before I continue asking the question, how long have you been in the fitness game? Just for our audience to hear.
About 7 years now.
Ah, Agba. We have it almost a decade worth of experience as our guest today. So guys, this is why I said have a book and pen so that you jot things down from this decade so that you can take things away. So I'll say this. Uh, from this time, almost a decade worth of experience that you've gotten, looking back at what you've done before, how you've trained before, what are the things that you see that you did that at this stage you won't do now? I'm not talking of things that change because of your goals. I'm talking of things that change to optimize your performance. So like maybe you could say injury to prevent injuries and all those kind of things. You get my point here. So how would you say you approach fitness better now from a more experienced point of view?
Let's use example like this back then. You warm up set. Back then it was just enter gym, straight to the gym, get some insurance, and that's how everybody
Yeah,
gets it now. So you'll be fine. Yeah, that's one. Then secondly, this one is kind of 50-50. Sorry, 50-50. Don't listen to everybody that gives advice. Because
yeah. Ah, good. Uh,
whenever you're in gym, there are people that will give advice, and this advice, some of them are just so stupid. And I come to realize, how did you think of this? There was one time I was in the gym, like I could see the size difference between me and this guy. Let's know who you size. This person was a bit strength, and this guy, the advice he was giving me was not even based on the workout. He was telling me, bro, do you know you don't screw the weight like this. Don't be screwed. So that way I'm like, bro, how does that affect the entirety of what you get? Like,
yeah,
so most people, most times, they just want to show dominance or they have certain experience you get
yeah,
that they don't have. You get. So most times, that's one thing I would say. I'm not saying everybody gives wrong advice, but not every advice that you should listen to,
you pick,
especially
you
like
filter.
when you know what you are coming there to do. You get. You don't just listen to anything everybody has to say. You get. So
Yeah,
that's another thing. And this one happened when I started working out, um, trying to do what everybody is doing. So you go to the gym and when you get to like the type of gym I started with, where you only have one bench. So
ah,
by the time you get to the
yeah,
gym, loaded 60
it,
kg, and so well, I can't just come in and go back home. Like, this is another thing. Although that helps in gaining strength, but most times the risk to reward percentage is always more. Because there's always more risk
yeah,
than reward. More reward. If there's more risk, I mean, there's no need to try. But if you know that well, and you really can't tell when you're going to get into it, that's another. So if you just know the risk is more than the reward you're getting, don't feel to be engaged in it. So, like I said, the first one was almost didn't really do much of warm. The second one was not to listen to everybody's advice because everybody will always have advice. Most times, not all of them are necessary. Then
Yeah.
would have written this down. I can't remember the first one I said. I can't remember the first one I said. But
Doing what
um,
everyone is doing.
yeah. Not doing what everyone is doing. Then the fourth one is the listening to impress. You have to know how to balance.
I
Can
didn't
you
get
hear
that
me?
one, sorry.
I mean, listening to impress. So
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. Wow, it's much
Okay.
clearer.
Is how is my audio now?
Yeah, very clear.
It's
Perfect.
clear.
No, that
Okay.
works out, yeah.
So the fourth one, as I said, was ego lifting, lifting to impress, because well, you might impress them and go home with an injury.
Uh,
So it's your choice. You might impress
uh,
them and go home with an injury. So you choose, what do you want? The injury, or you want to make people smile? If your aim is to make people smile, then you won.
I mean,
But
uh,
although you can't take away the pride from the entire thing, so you just know how to do it in moderation. You just know how to do it in moderation,
yeah,
because I will tell you, 100% of everybody that has ever entered the gym has once in a while or once in their lifetime tried ego lifting. Probably the first time they tried it was when they got the injury. That first time was the last time. And
uh,
And for those that have not gotten the injury, well, don't worry, your last time
yeah.
is coming.
Last time is coming.
But
That,
that's another thing. Just know how to moderate, because I won't say I don't do it. I do it a lot. I did it today,
yeah,
but well, I just knew that okay, I could do this. I know this is above me a little, but I can if I can do it in moderation, I should be
yeah.
fine. You get well, I can't say the same thing about the second person that followed me, but well, I'm fine. That's all that matters. So that's the that's the fourth. That's the fourth. I feel that should be the last. That should be the last I
Yeah,
have for now. Yeah, that should be the
okay.
last. Yeah.
Chai, a moment of silence for the other person that followed him. So you see, guys, whether you're in the gym or you're in a calisthenics park, wherever you might find yourself, while motivation is good to also beef up, but one thing we've talked about in this channel a lot is listening to your body cues. Like know when your body is, know when your shoulder is doing making one sound that is not supposed to
Yeah.
make, and just stop. Then either warm it up well or just leave. There's another day for another PR.
Yeah.
Because when you don't listen to your body, and I'm not talking of now, I also did a video where I separated it to, I think I tagged the video, Know Your Body. So I separated it to where there's a listening to your body aspect where you actually, it's just your body complaining that, oh, your body just being, it doesn't want to do the work that's required for greatness. So you know those points and you know when to shrug it off. Then there's the point where your body is actually telling you the greatness you want to achieve, this thing you are doing will stop you from achieving it. So then you now listen and you now correct yourself. And that feedback is very necessary, knowing how to distinguish them. Because I'll say it's a fine line in between that if you cross it, I know how much I've been affected by these particular thoughts. That's why I can say it, and him too. He can say it because he has experienced this well, so he can see the difference between both of them. Where listen to your body at the point where your body is actually telling you what's necessary and follow it. Forget ego lifting. There's always another person to show off
Yeah.
to. So,
Yeah.
I mean, well, nice one with that. So now ask this question. I wrote it down because of conversation because you talked about your workouts, the numbers involved. So I was not like, how do you actually track your workouts? How do you track your workouts? How do you track your exercises? How do you know when you're getting better or getting worse or all those things? Just
Okay.
for the community, yeah.
Okay. First off, um, the normal bro split. You get. So whenever I train any body part, that body part has to rest at least 4 days before it can be worked on again. At least
Mm.
that's gotten complete rest, you know. Then now diving into the question, there are times there's one thing with the gym. Most people say, this weight is light for you now. It's not light for you. It's 10 kg and
Yeah,
it will always remain 10 kg. You get, but there are times when you just know that, okay, I used to go 10 reps let's say I used to go 10 reps for 10 kg for 5 sets before.
yeah,
And at my fifth set, I'm almost dying. But now, yeah, you get, but now at your fifth set, you still feel like, well, I still have enough energy to go an extra set. So now, instead of going an extra set to increase the workload, to
yeah.
increase the set number of sets, instead of going for more quantity, I just increase, let's say, add a 5 kg extra weight on that and try again, start from the beginning to get and struggle at the fifth set. And when I see I can make it to the fifth set again, add something else. Progressive overload. Every time you just feel you've become okay. I'm okay with this weight now. I can go. First off, you have to be sure that it's not your pride that is telling you that no, I can go this, I can go. No, you have to be sure that okay, I've gotten used to this weight. Then you add something extra because it's all about stressing the muscle, then the muscle recovers. Then that's how you grow, You tear the muscles, it grows back. That's how you grow. So, and that's how with everything in life, hard work, you just put in that work, then you get. So what I do is, okay, I've done this for 3 weeks now. When I started, I could barely finish my fifth set. But now, at my fifth set, I feel I have more energy. So instead of me to now go an extra set, the next time I'm training that body part, I add an extra kg. And if I see that I can't go 2 sets, I know that, yeah, that was my pride. Okay, now I have to go back to that weight and make sure, yes, I've built enough strength for me to be able to take an extra leap. And, it's always like that, progressive overload. The more you progress, the more you overload. The more you progress, the more you overload. The more you progress, the more you overload. And that's basically it, especially because most people in the gym, when they come, especially their first week in the gym, and what they thought 50 kg was eating a bag of rice. And when they were under the bench and they were like, wow, I never knew bag of rice could be this heavy.
You're like, yeah.
So actually that's one of the questions newbies in the gyms always like to ask, when can I go 100 kg? When can I go 100 kg? And the thing is, I always used to tell them, you don't judge yourself, you starting today, and compare yourself with somebody that's done this for over 5 years.
Yeah,
Before I
yeah,
bench 100 kg, in fact, my first 92 kg, I got an injury. My first 92 kg, I got an injury. And
oh god,
this was after 6 months of training. After 6 months of training consistently, I got an injury
yeah,
at my first 92. So I had to go back progressively before I could grow into 92. And now when I tell people, oh, I can go 150, and they're like, bro, you have good genetics. Well, I wish good genetics did not have injury at 92 kg. So that's how I just feel. I just feel progressive overloading and consistency. Then yeah, that's it.
yeah. Okay, so this now led to an interesting place. I'll say we've talked about pride so much, and you even mentioned it. So, how important would you feel pride would be, or another way we could put it is self belief? How important do you think it comes in when during your fitness journey? Don't know if you got that
Okay.
question. Yeah,
Well, uh, every human being has pride, like it or not. Like it or not. So in the gym now, let's say I don't really like training when people look at me because I know when people start looking at me, it's either they always give one of two expressions. This guy is strong. Do you
Really
get?
giddy go.
Yeah. So now when I get such reactions, I'm a human being, so I fall victim to it. Well, they feel I'm strong. They don't know I can add 20 kg extra on this.
Low down, low down, low down. Okay.
That's the pride. Then other times, I feel you just need it once in a while to push yourself a little. You just need it, not like the pride you used to show off, but the pride you have in yourself. You just need it most times to push yourself because you're like, okay, I've gone certain thing for a long time. I can do better now. I'm better than this. I'm bigger than, let's just say, hey, let me use that word. I'm bigger than 100 kg. At least let me push myself a little. Now, I'm using an example.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I'm giving an example.
Again,
So I'm
I'm
bigger than
shaking my
100.
head because I've been in that situation.
Yeah. So I should be able to push this. Yeah, that's another type of pride, and I feel everybody needs this, but they need to know how to control that pride because yeah, yes, we know you're bigger than 100 kg, but
Yeah.
you can die at 110. So you need to remember, you need to always remember that this is the gym. Anything can go wrong at any moment. There's something they used to say is PR or ER. So either you hit the PR,
Now that is good. I'm going to frame that.
is either you hit the P, is either you hit the PR or you end up in ER. You get. So you just know
Yeah.
how to balance it when you are trying to, okay, this pride is okay. I want to move from where I am and go somewhere higher, or let me show these people what I can do. There are two different things. They're still it's still pride. It's still pride, but they are two different things. So yeah, I hope at least that hit the nail on the head based on that
Ah,
question.
that's destroyed the nail. Like, you guys remember, if you're not jotting things, you're missing out. Like, it's either PR or ER. Like, that just blew my mind. Like, how didn't I think of that? So these are essential. I'll even add that to a match. Yeah, guys. So if you like to see a match like that, courtesy of our lovely guest here, just type in the comment section. Would you like to see it at the back, or at the front, or even at the side?
Right.
Let's see. Let's just have it in the comment section. Let's see which one you want, and we'll have it probably in one of our videos, and then it will be in the shop shortly. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Like that really blew my mind, guys. And just to add up a bit on that, for my runs, I noticed that thing. These weekend runs I do recently, right? And I asked it on one of my runs. I was like, whenever I'm running and I pass somebody, especially someone that we're on the same lane together, we're
Yeah,
moving the same direction. When I pass, either the person is walking or the person is running. Whenever I pass the person, there's this intrinsic desire to increase my speed
increase your
or
speed, especially when
intensity.
you pass the person,
Once
so
I
the person can
pass,
see you.
like I asked it on my live, I was like, what is happening? And every time I will not even think of it till after I've done it. I'll not be like, why am I always doing this? So that's the pride aspect he talked of. And it's quite funny when you get to see, because at the end of the day you might find out that, number one, those people you've passed might not have even been looking at you.
They were not paying any
They're not
attention.
looking. Yeah.
It's the
Then
only people that will pay attention are people that are like you. Do you
exactly.
get? Because it's
Uh-huh.
like me now, back then when I used to run, and somebody
Yeah.
I cannot forget till today. I still remember when one guy passed me, and I was just looking at him. I was like, no, this guy can't pass. I have to go and run. I know where I finished
Yeah.
my run. I passed that place just because I want to pass this guy. I had to run it. So
Yeah.
that's the pride. That's the pride. That's the pride. Although it
Ah,
helped
that's
me, it helped me because by the time I finished, I was gassed. But that was not in my plan that day. The only thing that put that in my
yes.
plan was because that guy run past me, and I was like, this guy thinks I'm weak. Let me show you.
Let me show him. Yeah, that this particular point even leads me to the second thing I wanted to say, where and it's a two-sided thing. So the first part of it is you actually do what was not in your plan
Yeah,
because you think they're looking at you, so you do
they are
more than
watching
what's
you.
not your plan. Yeah. Then the downside of it now, the second aspect of it, I won't say the downside. I'll allow you to choose which one is the downside or which one is the good side to you. So the second aspect is now where you actually, will I say, you drain yourself more than you would have,
You
or in
intended,
some
yeah.
cases, yeah, or in some cases you injure yourself. And this in the case maybe the person is actually looking at admiring you, but at the end of
Yeah,
the day you are the one that is left with your body after all these
yeah,
shenanigans. Yeah, there's one particular instance where, okay, there's something I do on the run, on the live run on Saturdays. So just in case, for anyone that would like to join, 6:30 a.m. every Saturdays we go on the run. So just come on the channel, you see the live link, you join up. You can use that time to run also, to take a walk, or to do a particular exercise. So yeah, so just to touch on what I was saying before, remind me please.
say you gas
So
out, or you end up
okay,
spending,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I remember that. Thank you for that. So you are the one that is left with your body at the end of the day. So I, in a particular experience in the run, yes, that's what I was explaining. So there's something I do that I usually ginger people on the road to take maybe a few extra meters, few extra
yeah,
kilometers, few extra seconds. So for people that either have been walking since, or they have been running since and they just rested a bit, or they are just walking throughout. So I just try to ginger them to just help people to do a little bit extra because I know how much more important that little bit extra can do. And I know how much that push can help, especially starting out,
yeah,
because yeah, for us, we didn't have that push starting. I think my push was social media, seeing Simeon Panda's
yeah.
pictures and Schwarzenegger. So
I
I didn't
know.
have that. I didn't have that physical push. So whenever I get the chance, I always try and push people. So there was one particular experience. I met with these three men, and we're moving. Okay, I saw them as I reached. I was like, okay, I'm going to approach them. And on the run, and ginger them. I was like, okay, let's go on the run. Let's go on the run. So we started. Like, this is me aiming for 10K, right? I just reached like around three. I was in 3K. I still had 7K to go. So I gingered these people were going. The speed they were using, I was like, what did I call myself? These people are not beginners anyway. It was quite funny. They were going at speed, and then I was like, I was not using tactics to convince them that, oh, this is a long distance that me I'm going on, so let's moderate the speed, especially since
Yeah,
I'm trying to get them to just move. But they were still holding. I said, okay, the pride in me
let's
is
go.
setting. I'm like,
Let's go
let's
together.
go. We continue. For me, that like I've not moved that speed for that long distance before. I joined up. Then the first one got tired. I was like, oh,
Thank
in
God.
fact, I must thank God, I was stay to the end. The next one got tired. I was like, okay, yes, this is it. One more. Then I can hold my pride. Then I continued on. We're reaching almost 5 kilometers, and this guy was still firing. I was like, at some point, my body was telling me on me, and I was not like, and I knew I had to finish that run. My pride will
Yeah,
not allow me to stop before I reach the
halfway.
10K. Yeah, never. It will haunt me forever. So I rather not. So when I was reaching the 5K and we still moving at the speed, one guy left. I just told him, see, bro, see, at this point, I'll leave you now because I still have a long journey to go with.
Yeah,
So take care of yourself. Thank you very much. And that felt so funny at that moment. But thinking back at it, it's because I listened to my body and I knew the strain I had to go through to still finish my run and all the other things I'll do within the run. And not to forget, I'm talking during the run. I'm sure
yeah.
you might know how
Difficult
much
things.
challenging, yeah, it is to talk, like engaging the audience, talking along the line while still motivating people and so many other things. Actually, I enjoy it. Just know I'm not complaining about it. I totally enjoy it. Yeah. Not better I was planning to do. Yeah. So that whole pride aspect, it has its good side and it has its bad side. So
Bad time. Yeah.
just just note it, and most importantly listen to your body. That's one thing I'll pick from this particular question you just answered. Listen to your body, even while engaging pride. Listen to your body so that you know when to actually push and when to say,
Yeah, it's okay.
guys, if
Calm down.
even if it's your guys that your tight gym bodies, just say that, guys, you see this one. At the end of the day, I don't want to go home with crutches. So
Yeah.
enjoy the workout. I'll just relax and we'll get to it in the next session. So now let's pivot to another aspect. And I have these three aspects I usually talk about as the pillars for fitness over time that I've gotten to develop. And I tag them rest, workout, and food. Rest, workout, and food. Yeah. So first off, I would say we've talked on the workout aspect, yeah? And then I'll now say next aspect that has really got me that I would like us to enter in is now in the aspect of rest. So
Yeah.
how important is rest for you? But before you answer that question, just what do you think of our three pillars? Rest, workout, and food.
That's basically everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like rest, workout, and I think you should have called it probably diet.
Okay,
You get,
dieting, but I
yeah,
stand
rest,
corrected,
workout.
guys.
Rest,
Yeah,
workout, diet. So, okay,
yeah,
we're done with workout, have we? Now
yeah,
let's go into rest. And rest. Even in workout, there's rest because after each set, you don't just go from workout to workout, from set to set to set to set to set. You have to, okay, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 minutes rest. Sometimes you can go as far as 5 minutes. You get in between sets. Yeah, so at least you can get a little recovery so that you can hit your 8 to 12 rep range. You get.
yeah.
So that's for during the workout. Then another thing, like another part of the rest is, okay, now you're done with the workouts. Rest, like sleep. Obviously, you have to get like 7, 8 hours sleep, which I know in our country is kind of difficult because, well,
Well, well,
then apart from other than sleep, you get and what's it called? When I say rest in between sets, then
yeah,
your activities generally, you can't go to the gym, then straight off to work. And your work, you don't just sit one place, you're moving up and down, walking up and down.
yeah,
At the end of the day, you're not resting. Then, like I was saying, the third one was during your day-to-day activities. You don't just go to the gym, then start working, stressing out, then say at the end of the day, I'm going to sleep 8 hours in the night. So that should count as rest. Well, that count as rest, but you need to at least just have, especially most times after workout, just even if it's a 30-minute snap, you get to just because if you don't do that most times, you become so tired and you feel sleepy throughout the day. You get there. So
yeah.
resting between sets, let's say 8 hours sleep, then at least a little nap after your workouts. That's at least that covers all my rest for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Those are some tips there. So let me just ask this for our audience sake. Are are you a remote worker or an office worker, like a physical worker?
Okay, okay,
Did
that's
I
true.
get that?
I need to break that. I need to break that one down because
Yes,
me,
yes, yes,
I'm talking from my own experience. You get.
yes,
Then
yes,
for
yeah.
people now
Of course.
that are not remote workers, you can't just go to the gym in the morning then come back and sleep. When will you now go to work? You get. So
Yeah,
so okay, but you can still utilize both the first two, the sleep at night and the rest in between sets. You get. Then for
yeah.
remote workers, obviously you have to go to work. You get. And you remember back then when we were in BW Fit back in college, it's from BW Fit to test, from BW Fit to class.
From 300 squats to to Victory
to
Chapel
class.
ushering
Yeah,
service.
that and we back then we barely got sleep because most time we come from all night. After spending the whole night awake, go and coach people,
Rehearsal.
work out.
Yeah,
Then you go back home and you know you are not going to sleep. And you still have to go out again that evening. You get. So
yeah,
most let me like for the people working now, well, the fact that you have to go to the gym before you go to work has proven that okay, you had the commitment, but at the end of the day, still you need the rest. So most times, like what most people do, the gym I go to, some of them tend to go at night because the gym is always open. So they can go at night, work during the day, go at night, work out. So instead of getting that extra 30 minutes sleep after working out in the morning, you just know that when you come back from the gym in the night, you sleep, start start a new day afresh. And I mean, you're working, you can't be going to the gym 6 times a week. You get
yeah.
so well, you know your body. So with what you can handle with if you can handle it, why not?
Knock
I
yourself
mean,
out. Yeah.
yeah,
So there's something you mentioned very importantly, and now that looking back at it, and this is even something I used to craft out a particular program I set up for the community and anybody, and I use with my clients too when I'm training them. It's looking back, you mentioned something about our Vic Chapel days where we just come back from an all night rehearsal. Yeah,
yeah,
we're instrumentalists. I was last resort. So we when we just come back from our rehearsal session, yeah, or their rehearsal session and my watching session, all of them adds. Don't judge me, guys. So where we come back and then all of a sudden we're going to train people in the community, and then we're
immediately,
going to immediately then we're going to our classes, rush shower, go to
yeah,
classes, then all those activities all together. We did quite a lot in our
yeah,
university days. I would say that. Then so I noticed something, and now I can look back at it and say, and that's one thing I utilized in the programs I set up for my clients and the gist of community when I explained to them about all these things from my experience so far. All those activities put a cap on our growth. Now,
yeah,
let me put it this way. Now, the activities were good, and of course, if I'm to do them again, I'll surely give a different approach to it.
yeah,
I'll probably still do the activities, but I'll draft it out, I'll craft it out much better because I got to see there was a cap to our growth in terms of our fitness goals. So you see that then we're very lean, so we didn't even have to think about cutting. Our
yeah.
lifestyle basically helped
Was
us cut.
cutting.
Gee, say our lifestyle was cutting. So yeah, our lifestyle really helped us cut where we didn't have to bother about it because we're underrested. I'll say that for a fact. Me, let me even use me. I'll say I was underrested, and I didn't even know the benefits so much then, or I knew the benefits rather because I read about fitness, I heard about it, and prior I was also training people on it. But then I didn't feel it. I felt it's something that I could do the barest minimum and still move on. So probably my recovery days will be lesser, and then you see me hitting it up in the workouts once again, or I just come out from a serious workout, then my guys just come out with, oh, let's hit this routine. Remember, like times when I go to anyone's house,
Yeah,
all of a sudden we'll just hit after the training session, the hour
yeah,
training session with the community. We'll just go in and start doing maybe intense 30 minutes push-ups that nobody knows about, just us. I think this is the first time I'm telling people about. So things like that, we're like, our body will recover. Who is that one? No pain, no gain. The more results you want, the more. So
yeah,
and we got to see that cap in our growth physique wise, even in our performance. Even if it looked as if we were still hitting our performance rightly, I'll say that looking at this particular point in time, I would have hit better performances. I would have done better things. I would have gained better strength. I would have gained a better physique if I utilized my rest days. I remember one of our chats we had recently, I think it was the last month or 2 months ago, where you talked about, is it Chris Bumstead, how he did that his will I say, did you say 3 weeks rest or how many weeks rest that he did where he didn't train
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, I think you tried that when you wanted to go for a new PR.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
140. Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. So, yeah,
So,
I even got it from him. Yeah, that's true.
mhm. So could you just give insights, share that so that the community will hear it from the horse's mouth,
Okay.
so that I don't dilute it.
Okay. At that point,
Yeah,
it was at that point I felt okay. I was trying, and the same approach, and I was still failing at the same stuff. So
yeah,
I had to just okay. And there are points that okay, I've overtrained. I need to take a rest. I'm not 2 days away from the gym, or
yeah,
you take a whole week or even at most 2 weeks. At most times people just feel that, man, if I'm not going to the gym, I've lost all my weight, all my gains and all that. Uh, that's true if you stay away for a very long time. But 1 week will not change much. But 1 week will be very beneficial. That's if the 1 week is once in a while. Not you take
yes.
1 week, you take 1 week 3 times a month. And
Oh God.
if me, I went like 2 months straight. Then I took that 1 week rest. You get then obviously it was very, very beneficial because yeah, some fatigue you didn't know you were living with. That at the end of the day, you just found out that all you needed to solve them was just rest. You
Actually,
get so that too helps. That too helps. Although most people, especially beginners, when they start seeing their new gains and all that, they'll be like, 1 week is too much to it's too much to live out. Sometimes CBOM takes was it 3 weeks. 3 weeks. It takes a lot of time to recover before he goes back again. And honestly, it don't really take much from your physique or strength. Either ways. That is
yeah,
another form of rest you can just take and once in a while be okay. But that's if you do that, that's another form of rest you should take once in a while, but not every time. You get that one is just to let the whole you are doing nothing stressful, nothing is stressing you. Just stay, sit at home. You can just try go for walks once in a while. Yeah, at least
yeah,
just to keep the body you get, but stay away from the gym like 1 week, 2 weeks. And that's another form of rest. And he has a lot of benefits.
yeah. Oh, nice one. I
Yeah.
was just about to ask that, and thank God you've touched on it, so we don't even have to ask. So, I was about to ask what you do during those times of rest, because so he shared somewhere he said stretches, you utilize your
Yeah.
walks and things like that
Yeah.
to keep the joints and everything
Yeah.
going well. So now let's run down on the next aspect so that we call this to a close. Because I know you have so much things to do. I won't want to keep you so long. So now entering the last aspect or the last pillar,
I
I'll
think
say
that
which you corrected us. You mentioned dieting. So walk us through what dieting is like for Ifon Charles.
okay. Uh, okay. At the moment now it's bulking season, and
uh, Ladies and gentlemen, it's bulking season.
at the moment now it's bulking season, and well, it's one of for me it's one of like the best points you get because you can use it to cover up. You've taken too much. No, I'm bulking. Perfect excuse for every moment. So, but at the end of
Yeah,
the day, it has its point. There's a reason you are doing it. You get so there's a reason you are doing it, and that reason has to be a result at the end of the day. You get
yeah,
so uh, how do I do this? Do I give like, okay, this is what I take, this is what, okay, I know what I will do. I know what I will
Yeah,
do. So first off, if you know how to calculate or count calories, this is another thing that we now go back to that math you were talking about at the
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
it's another thing you now have to go back to that math
Yeah,
we were talking about at the other time. So first off, there's bulking, there's cutting, and well, we'll go into both of them. So for the bulking, obviously, it's when you're trying to add up and not just eating, yeah, not just adding up because you want to be fat or you want to be big. There's a purpose, and probably want to lift more, or you want to, when you cut down, you should retain a little size because that's what most competitors do. During the off season, they bulk. On season, they start cutting so that they can still look as sharp as before, but pack on a little bit of extra weight. You get.
yeah.
So getting into the dieting is first off, I should have made this research, but the human body needs at least 1,800 calories daily to survive. You get. So
On an
anything,
average, yeah,
yeah, anything higher than this will make somebody add weight, and anything lower than this will make you start losing weight. But I feel this 1,800, I feel is relative because I don't feel the whole needs 100 and 1,800
yeah.
calories to
I
sustain
think yeah,
himself.
that's for an average person.
Yeah, for an
Yeah, they
average
say
person,
average person.
needs
Yeah,
about 1,800 calories a
1,000
day
to 2,000
to
thereabouts. Yeah,
2,000. Yeah. So, okay, let's just use 2,000 because it's going to be easier to like add and subtract.
calculate.
So
Yeah,
let's say, okay, in your daily 2,000, you add extra 500 every day and over time because 3,500 calories will give you 1 pound of fat. Yeah, so 3,500 calories will give 1 pound of fat. Yeah, so and then let's say you're on a calorie surplus and you are doing 500 every day. And obviously I say 3,500 calories is equals to 1 pound of fat doesn't mean if you eat 3,500 calories extra today that you've added 1 pound. And it doesn't work like that.
it doesn't work like
It doesn't work
that
like that.
at
Yeah.
all.
So the added 3,500, the added calories that your body takes in. Yeah, so the added calories that your body takes in, digest and all that, that's what starts adding weight little by little, little by little, little by little. So if you are bulking now and you are on 500 surplus, yeah, on 2,500 surplus, so it doesn't just come overnight,
Yeah,
you have to take and add and add and add. Then over time, in a span of let's say 1 to 2 months, the bulking process becomes visible and obvious. You get.
yeah,
Same thing with when you're trying to cut. Another thing now, trying to bulk up now, because we say the human body needs 2,000 calories to survive, to
yeah,
run properly daily. That's what
yeah,
we
man,
need
yeah,
daily. Then now you now say, okay, you are taking extra 500 calories daily, and you're doing cardio, and you're burning 600 calories daily.
yeah,
You're on a deficit. You're no longer on a surplus because you were on 500 surplus, but the deficit now is greater than the surplus. Now you're now on 1,900. So you see where the math now comes in. And now instead of adding, because most people feel like I'm eating enough, but
yeah,
over time I'm not seeing the changes. And this is one of the issues you get. So
yeah,
you have to track what goes in and you have to track what goes out at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you know that okay, I ate 2,500 today, then I exercised and I burnt 500. So
yeah,
you are still maintaining your normal this thing, your normal calorie intake. And that goes for people too that are cutting. They take in 2,500 calories and
yeah,
they go to the gym or they do some cardio and they burn 500 and they found out and at the end of the day they are still on the same weight and the same size they started, and they're like, this thing is not working. And you're not paying to the amount, you're not paying attention to the amount that is going in and the amount that is going out. So this is what's
Like
this
this
is
is a question I had recently when I was trying to draft up. Sorry to cut it short. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah,
recently, it was just a thought because I remember one tracking app that I use for my fitness. This how over time you keep learning things on the go. That's one
yeah.
thing. I saw this. You have your daily caloric intake, based on your goals. Then you now have the amount you have to burn. So I now thought of
Mhm.
it. Let's say, let me just pick one. I think for my current goals, my cutting goals, I'm currently at two between 2.1 to 2.4. It depends on the activity level of activity I do for the day. So between 2,100 to 2,400, just for clarification. There's nothing you can do with 21 calories. 24 calories. Yeah. So that's just by the way. So and then I now had that. Then I also noticed that they had the calorie to be burnt because they advise a calorie that you should burn, calorie you should burn daily. And mine is, let me use the max around 500 calorie burn daily. So I was now wondering, like, where does it come in? Where does the whole calorie surplus? That's this me geeking out a bit because that's the maths downside. When I would
Yeah,
say the downside, the maths tendencies, the genes, the math genes in me, where I now geeked out on it. I was like, why exactly now do you have to burn 500 calories despite I've already set my deficit goals to 2.1? Because normally for me to just maintain where I'm at now, I'll need like to be on a 2.5, 2.5,
yeah.
2,500 calories,
Daily
yeah,
intake.
daily intake, yeah. So now they now set me on 2.1, and they still said on top of that 2.1, I need to burn at least baseline 500 calories again. So I was now
So
wondering how to go up, like what's the idea behind it, what's the maths behind it? Because that means I'll now be down 1,000 from my
yeah,
normal. So this
yeah,
your explanation, just this thing you just said, just basically explain that to me, and that's why I just had to. I couldn't resist. It's like a eureka moment. So thanks for
yeah.
that. Please go over what you're saying. Sorry for the
Yeah, so
gotcha.
although I was almost done, sure, I was almost done. What I was
No
just trying to
problem.
say is you just know how to, first off, you know how to calculate what is going in and what is going out. You get, you
Yeah.
can't be trying to add up and your cardio is bringing you shots, or your cardio is taking you down to a deficit, or you can't be trying to reduce and your cardio is too low, your cardio is not allowing you to um take a deficit, you understand?
Yeah,
You might
for
be,
sure.
yeah, yeah. So just know how to, the thing is, once you've known how to calculate it at first, then you just know how to, okay, you know how to, but then ration it. Okay, I'm taking this and I'm taking in this and I'm taking out this. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
what's left? If what's left at the end of the day is in a surplus, then you've already know that, okay, that day you've won for that day. And you know it's like a lifestyle. You keep going. The next day you do the same thing. So you just find out that, okay, if what I have done today is okay. If you take note of what you did that day, then you repeat it the next day, then you keep repeating it over time. Then at the end of the day, 2, 3 months time, you start seeing results. Although you start seeing results from like let's say 3 weeks, but 2, 3 months is when the results will be very obvious that you can do it before and after you get. So so it goes both ways. It goes both ways when you're trying to cut and when you're trying to bulk. So when you're trying to bulk, you make sure that your cardio doesn't take away all the calorie surplus. And when you're trying to
Yeah.
cut, you make sure that your calorie intake that day doesn't take away all your cardio deficit or your calorie deficit. So if you know how to ration it, then at the end, if you know how to ration it, do the maths. Then in a few weeks' time or in a few months' time, you should start seeing results.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that's a really mind blowing one. Like so much on it. See how many pages so far? I'm still writing. Easy on the wisdom. So much. But yeah, don't be easy. Of course, this is what the Jeasthenics community wants. So guys, if you
Yeah.
are not writing, try right now. And just for something you should do, go on your whichever social media platform you use, just type in one thing you've learned from the session and tag it with maybe a picture of you in the gym or a picture of you going for a run or a picture of you even dieting and how you've applied it, and just tag the host, and you can tag me also, why not, so that other people will be inspired by this. With time we'll drop his handles and where you can see him from. So that's a really big one. And one thing I would say is, aside the plenty things I have to say, but I'll just stick it to this, where this is something I utilized with while training my clients in one particular program I have currently. The link will be in the description. My weight loss program. I think I tagged it lose it. So, and I gave that time frame. This came up to mind when you mentioned that time frame of you seeing the maximal results, where you gave between 2 to 3 months. That from 1 month you start seeing stuff, but the optimal way you can see, oh, you know that people will start saying, oh, this guy has good genetics. They don't know that you've gone to work for 2 to 3 months. Yeah. So, and that was the time frame I gave, where I think I tagged the program 12-week program, or for those that want to use months, a 3 months program, because I know that within that time, optimally, if you don't get the results you get, if you don't get the results you want to get, that means it's most likely your
Yes,
fault.
your fault.
It's
There's
most likely
something
your
wrong you're
fault.
doing.
Yeah, because if you stick to the principles and the ideas, the what we utilize in that particular program, it's something that you see you easily hit your goals. Like you even be shocked how easy it is. Because remember I said starting out, it's all mathematics. Like that if you eat this amount and you eat this amount, you can see him calling numbers from his head because he has been able to calculate it, and that's how objective it is. And once you can just know your body, know your numbers, you can hit your goals. And for those that have been trying their journey themselves, their weight loss, and you see that, oh, you have been having issues or this, just check the link in the description. You can check it out. And it's just a 12-week program. It only works when you work. And there was a tag I put for it. At the end of the program, the only pounds you'll be gaining, the only pounds you'll be losing are
Okay, I saw that.
LBS. Yeah, the only pounds
I
you'll be
saw that
losing are
one.
LBS and not euros, GBP pounds. Yeah. So that's the beauty of it. It was just a tagline that came to mind. I was like, why not? So yeah, now to just enter a final place before you round up, because he has given us a lot so far, and we really appreciate him for that. So we like to say those. Let me open my book because I wrote down the question. Okay, now forget that. No need to go. Now I'll say you've seen our community, the Jeasthenics community. I'll just say any words of advice. Two more questions here. So this is the first one. Any words of advice or any particular thing that you feel you've not touched on or we've not touched on or have not asked about that you feel will be beneficial to the Jeasthenics community, that you say, oh, this one, even if they just get this, even if this is the only thing they pick from this session, they are good to go. So yeah, over to you.
Okay. Well, I just I will still just hit small on, let's say, consistency with whatever you started, you get. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you might have a good week, you might have a good month, but if the next month is not as good as the first one, I mean, there's no progress to be seen, you get. So
Yeah.
if you can keep it up for as long as possible, you will see, definitely you will see result, definitely. Yeah. So at least
Mm,
whoever heard that, the end of the day should know that the problem most times is you. Yet,
mm.
so
That's that's a really sharp one. I think what you see, guys, we're getting so many hot match ideas from this. The problem is me. So I'll be like, if I'm not seeing the results, the problem is me.
see you most times.
Drops
Yeah,
mic. Yeah, most times.
most
That's a
times.
really that's a really good one. Yeah. So and for the final thing, just to wind down, where can okay a little question came up, and that was okay, not a question, sir. But one of these days we'll have a training session probably. So guys, if you
Sure,
want to
sure,
see a
sure,
training
sure.
session featuring both of us, just type in the comment section. Type what should they type? Give them what to type if they want to see a training session.
Is your community, I mean.
Okay, okay. So let's say a collabo. So let's have that. That's COLLABO. So if you want to see us working out together, just type it out. Then if you also want to have him as a trainer, just do well to type it out in the session. Just type out Charles. Type out Charles, and for sure, we'll surely link him up more with the Jeasthenics community so that he can serve you better, even while, or you can just learn from him. I mean, so much to learn. Where can they find you if the Jeasthenics community wants to learn more, or they don't want to see you or follow you on socials or ask you a question? Where can they find you?
Okay, although I'm not really big on social media, don't really do social
Yeah.
media that much, but well, at least I have Instagram on my phone and it's RAGG underscore GGGA on Instagram.
RAGG underscore GGGA.
RAGG underscore GGGA on Instagram.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. So you see,
Yeah.
guys, maybe being off social media might just be the hack to get big like our guest. Who knows? So that's by the way. So any questions you have, the link to his IG will be in the description too. So do well to hit him up. Any questions? Just tell him you're from the Jeasthenics community, and
Sure,
probably
sure.
he has a good place in his heart for us, and he'll surely serve you well. So that's it
Sure.
for the video, guys. Thank you very much, our guest. One more thing, just before our guest goes. Today is the 14th of May. Though by the time this video comes out, it won't be 14th of May again, obviously. But then, just today happens to be our guest's birthday. So, right about now, we'll just sing for our guest. So, let's have
Please,
it together. One,
something.
two, ready, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Yeah, so you see, guys, your gym coach can also sing. I mean, let anybody, if you have any other opinions, just keep it to yourself. Well, yeah,
Last
we
resort.
also wish, yeah, last resort. Also wish our guests a happy birthday in his DM. Just show him some love. Tell him thank you for sharing so much. And we look forward to having you more once again later on. Probably when we see enough collabs, we'll do a collab session. And with time, maybe years down the line, we'll have another hot session to just see the growth of the G-Tennis community and how it's coming up. So thank you very much. Any just I guess just do the honors and tell our people to do all those YouTube something.
Okay.
Just
Okay, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit a like, share, and stay relentless. Oh.
ah, another match idea. Stay
No, no, no,
relentless.
that's
Not
taken, oh, that's taken from somebody. Oh. That's somebody from YouTube. Oh.
did he have this logo on the clothes?
Well,
Nobody's gonna know. P.S. Guys, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. This is just between us in the Gistanis community. So yeah, that's by the way. Thank you very much for the session today, man.
all
Really
right.
appreciate. Shout
Yeah, thank
outs.
you.
Have a nice day, man.
Okay now. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.